fanboys and fangirls, on today's episode of Technoid, Verizon's 5G results are in for the year of 2021, and not only have they exceeded expectations, they are actually looking to shift their focus in 2022 to a certain band that's going to make a huge impact on their performance going forward. Also on today's episode, T-Mobile home internet has been a huge hit for the T-Mobile network and consumers all around, and with little more time to spare, they are doing a few things to help make sure that they continue to exceed expectations. Also on today's episode, Oppo has revealed their first ever foldable. We're going to take a look at it. I'm going to give my thoughts and tell you what I really think about it. And lastly, we have another update on the Apple AR headset, and this is an update you're gonna want to hear about. All of that on today's episode, so stay tuned. So story number one, the main story. Well, actually the T-Mobile is also kind of part of the main story too, as today's main topic is cellular. But for the sake of continuity, let's start the main story with Verizon. So as you know, I have been a huge fan of Verizon. I like their services. I like everything that they have offered to consumers. And I really had a great experience with them in 2021. Not just in performance of the cellular speeds, but also its reliability in areas that I've been to, and also when I go on vacation. And this year we actually did a little bit more vacation outside of the United States, thank goodness. So there were a lot of good stuff about it. Well, the results are in. We have some interesting data from Verizon and from a quote from Mr. Hans Vestberg himself. That name, Hans Vestberg, really sounds like Dracula in disguise. I swear, the next time I talk about Hans Vestberg, I am going to make sure that I get like some kind of cape or something and just do like how I do with my character of Eugene. Every time I get Hans Vestberg, I'm just gonna go, Hans Vestberg. I don't know, I love talking to myself. But anyway, according to him, he has foreshadowed some plans that will significantly progress not only the 5 vectors of growth in Verizon as the company of whole, but also pushing their 5G services to a whole other level. But before we talk about that, let's take a look at the results from this year's Verizon 5G results. Verizon now provides 5G phone services to part of 87 US cities, 5G homes to be part of this, including 65 cities, with 5G business internet as part of 62 cities. Verizon has also surpassed its goal of deploying 14,000 new 5G ultra-wideband or millimeter wave sites, as we all know it to be. The carrier now provides services to over 87 cities, with home being in 65 and business in 62. Now, according to Hans Vestberg himself, he claims that the next area of growth is going to be C-band. Now, if you guys don't know anything about C-band, C-band is one of the biggest spectrums that every cellular company has been trying to get, and for a good reason. If you don't remember, over this summer there was a huge, I think it was also in 2020, 2021, but over the summer there was a huge auction for C-band. They were auctioning off spectrum, auctioning off it to the highest bidder, whatever they can buy. And all carrier companies bought in. And no surprise that Verizon was the biggest bidder of them all. With that said though, the C-band spectrum that they're using, that they bought from the auction, they're going to implement that in 2022 going forward. This is a very good strategy, as we have seen with internal data and also evidence supported that C-band is the way to go. Everybody knows that 5G right now in its current platform is still evolving, but even though it is good, I think it can be a whole lot better. Now 5G ultra wideband provides that 5G that everybody wants, but it's so small, and sub 6 can distribute to other areas. It just cannot give you the speeds that you want. But now you implement C-band, that's where we kick the spectrum up a notch and give it better performance, give it overall more coverage, and just does the job that we need it to do. And I think it's very interesting that every company in the cellular world right now is hooking on C-band. If it wasn't important, it wouldn't have sold for as billions as it got during the auction. If you don't believe me, check out some of the previous videos from T-Mobile Tech. He documented that whole auction. I talked about it a little with Sherry Rigg. I actually haven't heard from her in a while, so what's up, Sherry? But anyway, bottom line, C-band is the way to go for Verizon and all companies going forward, but Verizon wants to deploy it as soon as possible in 2022, and they give an uphill battle saying that they are going to have to continue with rural America, that in 2022 they would like to have all areas supporting 5G by 2022. So those are some ambitious goals, and I definitely think Verizon has the capabilities as they spend a ton of money on their network. They spend huge amounts to build out C-band. They'll spend that much to build out ultra-wideband in areas you probably didn't even need it. So bottom line, Verizon 5G was a huge hit this year. I can only imagine what next year's gonna be, so I'm gonna keep you guys up to date on the cellular news and of course working in collaboration with T-Mobile Tech as well. So make sure you guys subscribe and turn on your notifications so you do not miss when I upload. Alrighty, story number 2, let's talk about the T-Mobile Home 5G internet. Now, when this first came out, it was a little rocky. The business implementation wasn't the best, the price increase was a little the whole saturated version of the home internet just wasn't really making waves, to say the least. But it seems like T-Mobile finally got the bugs out, they finally figured it out, they've got their better gateways, they've got everything set up, and according to Phone Arena, T-Mobile not only hit a big goal with their home internet, they actually have more time to spare to gain more market share. According to the report, it says here that based on the 5G technology it offers, not only were their gateway devices a huge hit at $50, but they also saw that they exceeded 500,000 goals of customers switching over to T-Mobile Home Internet. Now, let's think about that for a second. That's 500,000 users in the United States. Now we know there are tons more people in the United States by obvious reasons, but 500,000 is a very good projection if you were to set a goal. And according to them, they did say that one of the biggest advantages now is that they still have time to spare, because they hit this goal literally before the end of 2021. We're in December, we're not even at the end, we're probably in the halfway point. So obviously reaching their goal was a big deal for them, and it's definitely a good sign because it seems a lot of customers have a better alternative to use internet for their home considering where they're located, and mostly they're focusing on rural America. Again, all carriers are focusing on rural America, but for T-Mobile's purposes, this gives customers a better option if they don't have a good option in their area. So I actually like this news a lot, and I think if they spend less on advertisement and spend more on their network, then I think they can actually get very good. I'm not saying they're terrible right now. I've just been very critical of them because of the past and the present, and still kind of looks the same to me anyway where I live. But I am giving them every fair chance, and I want to see them grow, as I do think they're finally starting to get that momentum. Obviously, we're out of the whole uncarrier phase. The uncarrier is dead, so they have to do something new. I think the next thing they can do is give back to their network, give back to the performance, give back to their consumers, and really just try to keep evolving. So I'm definitely excited for T-Mobile going into 2022, as they claim they are the kings of 5G, but I actually will not talk about that, because next time I talk about that, I'm gonna have a T-Mobile fanboy hit me up in the comment section, tell me I'm wrong. But anyway, that leads me into my poll question. Yes, guys, I am giving away a free tub of Rogue Energy, the healthy alternative energy drink that you need, plus a shaker for free. I am going to pose a poll question. You must answer it in the comment section. Here is the poll question. With the momentum now on T-Mobile with their 5G home internet and hearing news that they are expanding their network, what do you think T-Mobile is going to do going forward in 2022? What do you think their goal is going to be set on? Let me hear your thoughts down below. Let me hear your comments. Let me see what you think. And of course, remember, once you put your comment down, put down what flavor of Rogue Energy you'd like to drink, because that is going to help you and help me, because I will give you whatever flavor you want, plus whatever shaker you want. Go on rogueenergy.com, look at the flavors, pick which one you like, write the comment down, and then I will reveal the winner the day after Christmas. Alrighty, we gotta move on. We gotta pick up the pace. Alright, let's save the Oppo Find N at the end. Let's talk quickly about the Apple AR headset update. So, as you know, I have been covering this headset. I have had a lot of news about it, and I haven't really been talking too much about it, but I am really excited to talk about it in general, because according to Ming-Chi Kuo, we have a big update on the headset, and the biggest update is it will not use joystick handle controllers. According to Quo, it is going to use LiDAR scanners and infrastructures built into the headphone to adjust the ergonomics of your hand. It will use your hands to not only give physical feel, but you can interact with the game without having to use a joystick. Now, this is a huge deal, because if Apple pulls this off, this might be the first goggle set, AR game headset, whatever it's gonna be, that doesn't use a controller. Now, we know Apple always quotes strides to make innovation. I think that's the biggest innovation for an AR headset. The fact that you only need to wear the thing and you don't have to have any accessories, although later on they'll probably get you for one or two, that's pretty cool. And just imagine it, you're in AR technology with Apple goggles, you're watching live, well, I can't say that because I'll lose my monetization, but you get the reference. You grab them like this, and yeah, that was a really bad joke. I'm probably gonna get really a lot of pushback. But anyway, let's change the joke. Imagine you're wearing your AR goggles, and let's say you're looking at some very explicit material, but only for you to see, and your hands. You don't have to use any joystick to make it work. Oh boy, that was pretty cringe. All right, you know what? Let's move on to the last story. And last story, the final story, the Oppo Find N. Now, as you know, foldables are still continuing to be expanded across the cellular world. Samsung has been the leader in the push for foldables, and it seems other companies have been catching up to them, as Microsoft has implemented their own version of a foldable. Google is working on their own version of a foldable. There are reports that Apple is talking about the potential of a foldable, but not until a couple more years down the road. There are words out there that this is an actual product happening. But Oppo has decided we're gonna come out with our own foldable, but we're gonna do it a little differently. According to Oppo themselves, the Oppo Find N will be the company's first foldable flagship phone. It promises to be a beautiful device with balanced open and closed experience. Taking a look at the device itself, it is a rather kind of smallish, kind of tablet hybrid. It's not as wide and big as a Samsung phone, but it is nonetheless taking implementations of the flip, but combining it with the screen of the fold, just by the way it looks. Again, we'll have to wait and see when people get hands-on demos. But according to the look of the device, it does show it will be as simple to use in both open and closed position. It also says that they have solved any screen creasing and durability issues that are in folding smartphones, which has been one of the keyest things right now, is trying to get a foldable phone that doesn't have an ugly crease. So I think that that's a good thing, that if they're going to try to work and make the screen look nice. But honestly, if you get a foldable, that's really what you're signing up for. You're gonna get a crease no matter what. So I want to see what they're doing. But then, of course, taking a look at it, of course, we do see that Oppo says that they are going to be playing things differently with the release of its first model, and that they will hold it off for just a little bit until they iron some few things out, and then they will do a wide release. Of course, we will hear more about this on the 14th and through the 15th, so we'll hear about it tomorrow, and then of course the next day. So let me hear your thoughts down below. What do you think of the Oppo Find N? Do you think Oppo's really going to make a jump in their foldable market, especially where they're located, because we're never going to see them here in the United States? So let me hear your thoughts down below. What do you think? And that's for today's episode of Technoid. Now guys, I really hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, hit the like button. If you disliked the video, you can hit the dislike button. That helps circulate my videos as well. As always, everyone, thank you so much for watching. I will see you all in the next episode. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Take care, stay safe, have a good day, and peace!